After our hot springs tour, we headed to the Rock Front OHV area in the Los Padres National Forest, just east of Santa Maria. The rain was heavy the night before and the storm was lingering with scattered showers. Mud would definitely be a factor for this trip. We chose Rock Front due to its central location between Orange County and NorCal. Plus, it's all accessible for dirt bikes for Cole. Springtime is typically the best time to visit the Los Padres National Forest. The hot, dry chaparral has been greened up from the winter, and the springtime gives a more pleasant climate to camp and off-road in.
I guess that's as far as normal trail routes will go. Good job, man. Looks great.
Our first order of business after we got on dirt was to find the ideal campsite. Before the trip, I had done research and mapped out a few of the designated primitive campgrounds. The no-bow, or no boundaries camper, was the main variable for this trip. Honestly, I was concerned that it wouldn't be able to hold up on anything much more than a general fire road. Luckily, the Defender and the trailer had a short wheelbase to help us through all this.
I can't believe he got this.
Oh my gosh.
This is insane.
That Land Rover has some power.
Yeah.
And credit is due to Nick for having the balls and skills to take the trailer on a moderate or blue trail right out of the gate. I wasn't worried about our vehicles by themselves on this trail, but with the trailer for the first time, that's just crazy town. Like I said before, our mission was to locate an optimal campsite. As the trail got hairier, we decided to have the Gladiator run point on locating that first campsite. However, we were definitely led astray looking for Buck Springs campground on Gaia GPS. And hey, when you're out in the backcountry, you can never be too certain, even with a map. Lesson learned, and no harm, no foul.
Good news is I believe the campsite is down here. I'm scoping it right now. Bad news is I am around that loop and there's literally no flat spot. It is a campsite. Correct, it is not flat. It is not a developed site. It's so.
After the map failed us on the campsite, we were going to try another strategy. There are 3 primitive and designated campsites in the Rock Front OHV area. So with a couple more hours of light, we decided to spread out. That meant deploying Cole on the bike to run reconnaissance in addition to the Jeep. More importantly, it would lower the weight of the trailer with most of our supplies in it. Plus, Nick didn't have a brake controller, and coming down the steep terrain was going to be a challenge to say the least. We felt confident with the new strategy and headed out to the 2 different campsites.
your leveling thing just did a nice little drag. Worked out fine. The other left hole.
Whole baseball field. Like a very little one. Like two tennis courts right next to each other. Wow, that sounds pretty badass. Okay.
So we did end up finding the Buck Springs campground on the other side of the beautiful Big Rocks formation. The drone footage gets you an idea of how cool this formation is. You can't really see it below in the campground, but on most hillside trails you just can't miss it. Stick around until the end of the video to see some amazing sunset photos of the Big Rocks. Now the campsite is okay, but ultimately we decided on not staying there as it was too close to a main trail, and therefore not as secluded as we typically like. Being able to communicate over our mobile ham radio units really helped us find the best option. We also thought it would be fine to leave this campground to some fellow campers who were coming up behind us. I said my goodbyes and I headed over to meet Nick and Cole over at Baja Campground. As you will see, it was the better decision.
All right, guys, I'll catch ya.
This area doesn't get too much rain, but when it does, these trails really slick up quickly. Baja Campground technically has 3 different sites, but we were by ourselves for the whole weekend. We quickly set up camp with a couple hours of light to spare. There was no rush, as the more we've overlanded, the better and faster we get at setting up our campsites. And now with the trailer, it's even easier to accomplish a fully operational campsite. I do say that Baja Campground is my choice as the best campground out of the 3 in Rock Front OHV. There's a good mix of open space and shade trees, and during the winter there's a small creek that meanders through it as well. You feel secluded, nooked in the small valley the campground is nestled in. Baja would be our home base for the next 48 hours. With radio comms, we were able to check in with Cole as he explored the immediate area while we were puttering around camp. After a quick bite to eat, I headed out to find a good vista point to document the sunset that evening. I knew with the mixed weather that the sky with its clouds would give me a great canvas to work with. My first thought of location would be that ridgeline of our initial campground debacle where we almost got the trailer stuck. It was already golden hour, so I didn't have a ton of time to be choosy on composition location. My time got further crunched, as you will see shortly, so basically I was going to be committed with whatever location I likely came upon first. Hey, what you doing in that ditch, bro? Trail's right here.
Got the Gladiator pulling out the Tacoma. Where's all the taco boys at, though?
In the old saying, no good deed goes unpunished, a fellow off-roader put his Tacoma in a ditch, being nice, let me get by on those one-way trails. We had some fun at his and all Toyota owners' expense by ribbing him a bit and having a Jeep pull him out of the ditch.
Yeah, just a little nudge.
All right. Well, at the top of the Big Rocks area and Rock Front OHV area, and just caught a wonderful sunset. And I'm hoping it'll turn out good. I've got a time lapse over there with the GoPro. Took a few shots, do a little HDR, different stops, add them together. Hopefully it comes out really well. Hopefully the big rocks look great. It's awesome. So far it's been a great trip, and Nick's put that trailer in places that I didn't think it could go. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little concerned that we were going to have to do a trailer rescue, but he took it like a champ. Proud of him. But I'm gonna head back, get some food. We got some ostrich medallions and salmon and some real extravagant fun stuff. Yeah, good stuff, man. This is what it's about up here. Getting away from everything, unplugging from the matrix, and just enjoying what nature has to offer. So thanks. Hope you all enjoyed the adventure of us trying to get set up in Rock Front. Next episode is a full day of us exploring the surrounding terrain, so you don't want to miss it. Be sure to click the subscribe and bell button to catch that next video. Also, don't be afraid to comment with feedback, and if you're stuck around this long, you might as well like the video too. Thanks for coming along to the backcountry with me, and we'll see you in the next video.